So today we're going to take a look at the original 2012 Microsoft Surface with the very popular, that was sarcasm, Windows RT. So I managed to find a boxed one of these. It's not new, it's second hand, but complete in the box. And you know, I had to have it. So if we take a look around the box first of all, it is the Surface with the touch cover and apparently Microsoft Office. Not sure how the Office works, but it comes with a cover. The cover was a bit controversial as well. For all my people in the UK, you might recognise this number. It might tell you where it came from. If we look on the back of the box, not too much at all. It's the 32 gig version, as we've already said. It comes with Surface and that. There's not even anything on the bottom of the box. We'll get straight into the unboxing experience. We slide this off first. I do like that they thought about this box, you know. They were trying to do something here. So this is our touch cover, and we'll have a look at this first, because it kind of sits nicely in this part here. We'll push that out. I will say this does smell a bit weird. Like, it smells a bit like it's been in a smoker's house and like maybe a bit moldy. It's just a bit, it doesn't look bad. It's in alright condition, as you might notice as well. There's keys on this, so it is like a keyboard. It's the touch cover. And then this is the tablet itself in here. This is the tablet here. A little bit hard to get out. We have our power brick on this side. It does use this like style pogo pin charger type thing. Bit like MagSafe. Sits on the side. Of course, we've got the best plug in the world. There we are. That's our charger. It's even got a Windows RT sticker on there. Would you think that'd be on the tablet, wouldn't you? Unless someone's peeled it off. But here's the tablet itself. This one does have minor hinge damage to the kickstand. So that's why it's a bit like that. You know, this thing came out before GTA 5. That's kind of how old it is. It's came out in 2012, so it's about 14 years old. So that's the unboxing. So if we have a look around the tablet, this is it here. Obviously, like the Windows 8 era logo on there. We do have a front camera. On top, I'm guessing that's probably the microphone. Our power button, like you'd expect. Oh, there's two of these. Dual mic, maybe? On this side, we have a speaker, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and we have that up and down volume. On the bottom, we have the little attachment for the keyboard. And then on this side, I think that's like, I want to say like micro HDMI, mini HDMI, several variations of HDMI, and that's one of them. They never really took off. And a USB slot, and of course, that's our charging port there. So this does sit on the keyboard like that. We'll go through the walkthrough first and have a look at this properly. Yeah, that's how your Surface would sit if you had a better stand. You know, it would sit down properly. So let's turn it on. So we hold this button here. Right, so here we are. We're at the setup screen. So we'll just go with the default there. UK settings. No one ever reads that. So let's go for a few basics. We can pick our colour. I feel like that's a nice colour. Oh, we're going to name our PC. I'll just name it that. So next it wants us to get online. Trying to bypass this thing just by going back on the internet, trying to click skip. I don't know if that's going to work, because now it's checking the internet connection, and that's stupid. Why can't I just skip the Microsoft account login process? Ah, finally. Right. I know why they want an account on this. So one thing we've got to take in mind is when we're talking about this tablet is the Microsoft Store for this has now been shut down. So we're just going to go with create a local account. So it looks like now we've just managed to make a local account. That was a bit of a pain. Something to bear in mind, just connect afterwards. So yeah, this device, 2 gigs of RAM. This bezel as well, damn. The bezels on the newest Surfaces, just like a little thing, they're still there, but they're not as bad as these ones. If you want to see a review of this, which I think I'm going to do anyways. So I got this Surface 7, I've been using it just for like daily tasks, small at network and stuff, do a little bit of light gaming. Might do a review on this at some point. Now here's a statement that's not true. You can get new apps from the store. You can't. That is untrue. So here it all is. It's all, well, set up as far as it can go. This is the dreaded Windows 8 was it Metro? I think it was Metro. There's the Charms menu that many people despised. Still got decent battery life. If we have a look through, we've got a few different things here. Now, a lot of this stuff probably won't work anymore, just because, like I said, the servers and stuff have been shut down. Like, does news still work? Let's see if we can pull up today's headlines. Does it still get news?
No.
There's like a nice little home button, because this came out at a time when it was to compete with the iPad. It's a nice little vibration sound. Might not be picking up on that on the new microphone that we're using. That's what this little black stand is in the corner. It's the microphone that we did a review on, the Moana microphone. Good mic, good review. Check that out. So we're kind of a bit stuck for things that we can do with this. In ways, it is just a brick. To use Calendar, we have to sign in. Yeah, there are ways around that people have jailbroken these tablets so they can run other apps, but the other problem is the hardware capability of this, especially in 2026. 2 gigs of RAM and what is it, an NVIDIA CPU? Like, it's not the best. So there is supposed to be a desktop mode, I think. I think we have to connect the keyboard. It's like Windows and D for desktop. What else can we have a look at? Does Word and all that work? Oh, here we are. I'm speaking at the desktop, and there it is. I should open up an application that wasn't like in that Windows 8 mode. Office is doing something, configuring. I don't know what we need to configure, but it does come with Word, Excel, PowerPoint. What's that? Is that OneNote? So while that's doing this, I just want to comment on like, it's a nice screen, you know, the touch screen. They got everything right as far as like the touch screen, and the Surface line after this did start adopting, you know, full blown Windows, and like, well, today they run either Snapdragon or Intel CPUs, you know, compared to like a mobile chip running Windows. I just don't like the way that like it jumps backwards and forwards. If we hit the start bar, you'd expect the start bar to come up. Instead, it pops us back into this tiles mode, which isn't brilliant. Well, I'm not a fan of it myself. What I always think is laughable as well is this thing came with 32 gig of storage. Apparently, there's only 19.2 gig of it free, so it's just there. Windows files, it's a clean installation of the software. Here we can see our CPU as well. It's an NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core CPU and get maximum speed 1.3 gigahertz. It is a quad core. A lot of problem is that you have these quad cores, but the cores are that low powered that they're not really that good, even though they're a quad core. And as you can see, there's our 2 gig of RAM. It's DDR3. It's a speed of 750 megahertz. Yeah, that's not brilliant, is it? You got these apps. I don't know if they're still eating memory in the background. Like, why is Store still there if I've ended it? Calendar as well. It's still usable for, like, some Office things. I don't really know. Is that going to download? I don't know if that's going to download or not. But it still seems usable for, like, some typing. I had a look online at what you could actually use this thing for in 2026. Someone was on about, like, you could use it as an offline typing machine. Yeah, if you've got it sitting around. I know some people do like a distraction-free typing machine. And, of course, you've got Word, so it's not a bad shout. One of the biggest problems with these is you can't install third-party apps natively. You need the Microsoft Store for the RT version of Windows. If we go back, like I said, there's not a ton here to look at. Just because we can't install any apps, we can have a look at how we can customize it. So you can see that our display is 1366 by 768. You can attach Bluetooth to it, and there's some other things that you can, have a look at. There's your PC info. It's a 32-bit ARM-based operating system. So it's Windows RT 8.1. I didn't know which one it was because it didn't sell a box. But 8.1 came out and people were a bit happier with it. I remember when Windows 8 came out, people were not happy. Overall, it's kind of just more of a novelty. We'll have a look at this keyboard in a minute because this keyboard really wound people up, and I think it's definitely made Microsoft change the output of the Surface. We'll change camera angles for that though, because it's going to be a better viewing experience that way. So let's swap over to the typing mode and have a look at it from that. So I don't know if this is the best setup, but it's the only way I can think of showing you the keyboard on the screen. So you haven't got the full screen. It's kind of up here. But regardless, we want to look more at the typing thing. But before I show you the typing, I do want to show you Internet Explorer. So I thought, I'll have a look, see if there's any way of getting like old YouTube to play. YouTube doesn't load, it just comes up with that like your browser's out of date. So this is how out of date the browser is. I went over to like Reddit. I couldn't remember if there was an old website or something that did like YouTube videos but played them differently, if you will, so they worked in old browsers. If there is, let me know below because it'd be good for a video in the future. We'll go back over. So this is the keyboard. So this keyboard has no physical buttons. So every button you press, see there's no action there. It's just tap, tap, tap. So yeah, there's no physical keys at all on this keyboard. And if you look there, I'm tapping that key, getting no F. So you press a bit harder, you'll get one. And it's same with all of these keys. You know, if you just press it like you would like a normal, I don't have a heavy tap. I can just tap the top, and you know that's how I'd normally use a keyboard. But this keyboard, you have to hit a bit harder. You kind of have to tap like you mean it. So if we go, you know, you gotta tap it like you mean it. It's a functional keyboard, but it's not a keyboard that you'd want to use. The trackpad is small. That's the trackpad there, and the left and right click are just at the bottom. It's not a very big trackpad. I will say the trackpad is better than the keys. It's not saying a lot, but the trackpad is definitely better than the keys. Yeah, it does fold up nicely, like, you know, it covers the screen. It's not magnetized like a iPad smart cover. I've got it on charge currently just because I didn't want it running out of power. No nice charge tone. So this is more of your standard Windows desktop. This was kind of where like Windows 8 was confusing to me because it's part tablet, part main operating system, and on something like this, you know, like, don't get me wrong, the touchscreen's cool and all. It just kind of has like a lack of identity and what it wants you to do with it. So it's kind of an interesting like failure in a way. It cost £479 back in the day with the touch cover. There was a cheaper version if you didn't get the touch cover, and there was a touch cover with moving keys. And having using the Microsoft Pro Tablet 7 that has moving keys, 10 times better. How this like ever made it out of production, I will never know. Like this should have been in the prototype room, and someone should have used it and thought that is horrible. No one's gonna like this. Why would you ever use it? But like here, even on this website, you know, it's all browser. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do, and it kind of makes this thing more of just like a collectible, something to have a look at and see. This is where this product line started. Tablets seem like they were a big thing for like 5 years. Like, don't get me wrong, iPads are still big today and they have a purpose, but Apple kind of just makes iPads now. Samsung still makes something, and some other companies do, like Microsoft still makes a Surface, but they were trying to gain, I feel like they were trying to gain new ground with this, and they just ended up just being tablet PCs in the end instead of tablets like iPads, if you get what I mean. Interesting thing, like the build quality and everything is nice. The specs are low. You can't do a lot on it, especially can't do a lot on it today with everything being shut down. It's one of the downsides to having something like this where there's an app store. Everything's tied to the app store because when that goes down, these are a bit defunct. Not that you can really do much with it with the spec today anyways. But yeah, this has been the Microsoft Surface RT. It's a bit weird. They tripped at the first hurdle, but I think Microsoft have definitely recovered. They're on the Surface 11 now, so yeah, they definitely learned a few things from this one. Just an interesting piece of Microsoft history. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Join the channel if you want to support us, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.